do you think a modern day name would be for Gaston?
Greg? Glenn?
Glenn?
Gaspar?
Gaspar.
It's not at all modern though. Or American. Okay, let's get this. Let's settle this.
Okay.
I always want to say hi to the listeners. You
Yes.
always start by greeting me personally. And
Okay.
then where do you want to say? I just realized that right now.
Greet the listeners, Carla. Let's do it.
I was like, wait a second, this can be easily solved.
Communication is key. I love this.
Hi.
Hi. Is that how you greet the listeners?
Yeah. Yo, hi. Hi.
Is this where we jump the shark?
All right. Hi, guys. Thank you for coming and listening to What Have You Been Reading? My name is Carla.
And I'm Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, Carla. We're trying to get ourselves organized, you guys. This is episode 21 and up is going to be amazing.
Yes. So, right off the bat, I texted you that did I tell you that? Yeah, I did. I told you that I was going to reread Fourth Wing because somebody asked if I was going to read Onyx Storm or if I was reading these books.
Yes.
And the answer was no, I was not. I was
Yeah.
not. But then I thought to myself, let's give the people what they want. Because why not? It's just a book. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did write in my notes that it was through, what did I say in the notes? That it was through, come on, Alex, help me.
I have them here. Hold on.
It says, through fire and dedication and personal sacrifice. I am rereading. I am rereading Fourth Wing, and I'm going to reread Iron Flame so that I can read Onyx Storm.
Yeah.
Because I spoke of it briefly before that I did not enjoy
Right.
Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, but I'm willing to give it another go. And
Did we read these for book club? I know that we read A Court of Thorns and Roses for book club, but I don't think we did Fourth Wing for book club. So you read it on your own.
Yeah, I read it because of the podcast.
Oh, okay.
And I hated it.
Yeah.
But so I finished Fourth Wing.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what I've been reading, Alex.
Carla, what have you been reading?
So I finished Fourth Wing.
Yes.
I did 1.4 and I did it through Spotify, a lot of it, because I think it's longer than the 15 hours, but I think that I did it over because like my Spotify cut in like a very convenient spot. So I was able to listen to it because I think that you only get like 15 hours per month. So I did it through Spotify. So I did 1.4. It was a lot easier to get through. And I think that may be because I already know a little bit of, I already know the characters, you know?
Yes. There's a lot of world building.
Yeah, and that didn't seem to bother me as much this time.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe I was in a different frame of mind.
Well, I want to give a little context too as to what brought this on. So I posted, because I got a copy of Onyx Storm. So I bought the physical book. I had pre-ordered it. So I posted that I received it because everyone was posting on it. So I put, here is my mandatory post on publication day that I got my copy. But I haven't read it yet. I haven't even started to yet. But I have not reread. I didn't do a reread of the Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. So I'm curious to see how I do with this one. Which maybe it'll be good. Maybe I'll wait until you reread Iron Flame and it'll help me refresh before I read.
Yeah.
And then we can read together on Onyx Storm.
Yeah, Alex, that's why I was doing this.
Obviously, that's where we're going with this.
So yeah, I'm gonna start reading Iron Flame next week, I think.
Okay.
I already have it queued.
How Have you seen all the records that she is smashing with her book
No,
sales?
no. Is it? I mean, people are obsessed.
Yeah.
You were telling me last time that people were gonna call off work.
Oh my gosh, there's so many like memes and stuff on Instagram on people not going to work and people reading it. There's even like spouses that are posting reels about not bothering their wives during
What?
this very intense time period of reading Onyx
Yeah.
Storm.
I
Yeah,
wonder
it's
I wonder if when what's her face Maas Maas puts out the sixth book, if it's going to cause as much of a tizzy, probably, right?
I think so. I think because
Yeah.
you're dealing with the same demographic that is very kind of passionate, I think, about
Mm-hmm.
these books.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
I
we
think it
all
will
want to,
be.
even though nobody likes Elaine, I don't think anybody likes Elaine. Even though none of us like Elaine, we all want to know.
Yes.
Like, is she gonna end up with the emotionally constipated guy? Or is she gonna end up with the guy that has a noisy one eyeball? Which
Yeah.
one?
Which one's it going to be? Yeah, absolutely. We all want to know. But yeah,
Anywho,
I don't know any hard statistics, but um yeah, I think she's topping the charts like all three of her books right now. Like I saw something put it's like one, two, and three is like Onyx Storm, Iron Flame, Four
yeah,
Twain, that's pretty impressive.
good for her.
She's been on like Good Morning America and all of the things.
I've told you this before, Alex. We should write a book. And I've been having some pretty
Oh,
fucked up dreams
really?
that we could totally write a book.
Yes. Oh, that's right. We could be the new Christina Lauren.
Yeah, we could. We could.
Did we
But
decide
you
already if
know,
it's Alex Carla or Carla Alex? It doesn't
no,
have
we'll
the
have
same
to.
ring.
No, it doesn't. We can have pen names.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, ooh, it smells like pizza. Yum.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that smells delicious. Anyway,
Did you have any other comments on Fourth Wing?
yeah, I have a lot actually. So,
Yeah.
one, okay, I get it. Like, okay, they're there to get their freaking dragons, and if you don't
Yeah.
get a dragon, then you're a piece of shit and whatever. You suck, you don't deserve to live. However, so, because like, okay, that's basically what is going on at this college where like everybody just dies, um, unless you get a
You know how to
dragon.
pronounce, is it Best Gaia?
Yes, I do because I'm listening to it. It's
Oh,
Baz
that's right.
Gaia. Yeah, that's right.
Yay. I get a gold star.
So yes, you do. Oh my God, it's a little comic gold star.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I just don't understand the sense of that of like killing off so much of your young demographic every single freaking year. Cause like
A lot of
even
death.
yeah, yeah, like even if you want dragon riders, sure. You have aerial like yeah, you need people in the air. You also need people on the ground.
Hmm.
Um, I just feel like it's so misguided and I just don't understand how that makes sense. Um,
A
like
waste of human resources.
yeah, 100%. Um, I feel like they would be done with the revolution so much sooner if they just had more boots on the ground and not just,
Having people
people in
flying
the
off the
air.
parapet. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes no sense because like even if you're not strong enough to withstand, what you're needing to withstand to be on a dragon, that doesn't mean
I
that
mean,
you
like
don't have
even
strength.
the parapet, the very first part, right? You're just balancing on a beam. I mean, maybe you can't balance on a beam, but maybe you're really good at wielding a sword, you know? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
but if you can't balance on a beam, you're dead.
Yeah,
Dead.
it's stupid. And then like the percentages of people that survive even after they have a dragon, it's like you have to play the numbers game, don't you? Like
Yeah, yeah.
it seems very stupid to me. And then I just don't understand the I don't
The,
understand it.
the
Like we need to
logic.
know what's going on there. And then ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Maybe we
So
will. I
what do you mean?
wonder.
What do you mean? Oh, maybe. I mean, it is a revolution, right? That's gonna happen within these three books. So it's a revolt. Yeah.
Is that known from book one?
Yeah. There's
I see you just
people
read it.
because there's oh, and then also I didn't get like what's the point of the Griffin writers? Like I understand that they're like the enemies, but is it literally just because of resources? Like that just seems stupid also.
Hmm.
I don't get that. And also,
I think there's more about them in the second book.
I don't remember, which is why I'm rereading it.
Yeah,
So,
which is why I'm also not going to say anything.
so then that was also a question like just I don't know, whatever. And then the Venin? Yes, the
Yes.
Venin. I get why the people um do it, like they're power hungry. But then also, once you become a Venin, what is the point? What is the end game of having all of this power riding on your wyvern? What is the point?
What are you trying to achieve?
Yeah, like okay, so now you're ugly and you have
They are
but
ugly.
yeah, like okay, you're powerful, you're ugly, you've got a really big animal that you're riding through the air, and now what? And then cool. What? What?
Carla, I want to throw back all the way to the beginning of this podcast, especially with this book, because, like I said, it is heavy on the world building. How is your reading experience without imagining these things? I guess you don't know.
It's fine.
Fine.
Yeah, I don't yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know the difference of what it would be otherwise. So
So, like, you're talking about the venom and being ugly. Do you picture them?
no, I just know that they're ugly because she says that like they've got like that the veins that it
Yeah.
looks like yeah. And I can't imagine that to
And
be
that
cute.
obviously can't look pretty.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah. Mm, yeah, I just oh, okay, there's a little bit of a spoiler here for anybody who hasn't read Fourth Wing, although I don't think that it creates that much of a problem. Liam,
Uh-huh.
the okay, Liam at the end, sorry guys, but he doesn't make it, okay? So at the end, Liam doesn't make it and Violet is super pissed off at Xaden, okay?
Mhm.
At the end, I was like, I know this is like a sad part of the book and all, but Liam has to get the trophy for like the best wingman ever because like part of his last words are Violet, you have to give him a chance. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like
That's his last thing.
you're dying, my guy. You don't have to worry about Violet and Xaden.
Yeah. Or maybe he does. Maybe it's that important.
Oh my God, maybe, but I just thought that was a little bit heavy-handed.
Sure. I love it.
He gets the trophy, he gets the ribbon.
That's funny.
Anywho,
Yeah.
so I read that. What have you been reading?
I just finished this morning, because I had a Libby due date and I wasn't sure I was gonna make it. But I did, which is very exciting. Within Arm's Reach by
I saw
Anne
that,
Napolitano.
which is the same author as Hello Beautiful.
So here's something very interesting. I'm reading this book, and it was okay. I don't think it was great.
Hmm.
I don't think it had the depth that Hello Beautiful had. It had the family drama, Irish Catholic family, lots of siblings here in the United States, but Irish roots. Very strict grandma, very like religious and had all of these children and just very kind of rigid and cold, not a lot of
Okay.
warmth, not a lot of
Wait, you said Irish or Italian? Irish.
Irish.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say that
So
doesn't
just kind of
sound.
like my role is to raise babies and make sure that they're healthy and stay like she had a couple, she lost a couple children, so she was just very much like just keep them alive,
Okay.
do to keep them alive, but there wasn't any warmth or open communication or talking about feelings, and obviously it
Yeah.
affected, her children, which then obviously in turn affected the grandchildren and how all of those families are raised and dealing with life. So you know me, I love that shit. I love like family dramas and hearing how everyone kind of learns things from life and what little tidbits I can kind of pick up from that and things to like avoid or embrace when I'm raising my own kids, I feel like.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I didn't feel super attached to any character in particular. They all were very much like flawed characters, which,
Okay.
we're human, we're all flawed, I guess, but I just didn't see myself cheering for any one character in particular throughout the book. Um, and then after the book ends, there's this whole chapter from the author talking about how this is a republication of one of her very first books. So she wrote Within Arm's Reach when she was like 20, and then she wrote Hello Beautiful when she was like 40 or 50, which
Oh, okay.
explains, I think,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
a lot of development in her characters and kind of writing style. And it was very interesting to read that at the end. And I think it made me appreciate the book even more. And she talks about, she's like, I reread it recently. And yeah, you can see it's kind of the same style. And there's certain parts of me that are still in there, but I'm not the same writer I was back then in the best ways. But that was the best that I could do at the time, with where she was in life and her experience and stuff, which I thought was very interesting. And the only reason I think it got republished, so she said it didn't sell very well
Hmm.
when she first published it, but Hello Beautiful, and there's another book of hers that did really well right before that, became so popular that there's been an increased demand for her backlist. So this one got republished. So I feel like I was very intrigued by more of like the story of its publication in a way.
Okay. And
But
her growth as a
it
writer.
was good. It was like three generations. Let me see. Oh, and the ending was interesting. There was like the bow wasn't tied, but you could see the bow. Like you kind of know where everything is going to land, but it doesn't tell you where it lands.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
It was funny because I had told Jake last night, I was like, I'm at 70% and it's due tomorrow. I have to finish this book. Jake being my 11-year-old, who's also my reader. And then he's like, oh my gosh, mom, like, you better get reading. And then this morning, he's laying in bed with me this morning as I'm like trying to read through, and he's like, you better hurry up. Like, what if like the loan is due in like 20 minutes? And I go, well, then I'd be screwed. But then it finished all of a sudden, it was like done. And I wasn't ready like for it to be done because I thought there was going to be at least another
What
chapter with the
if,
wrap up, and it just
what
kind
if,
of ended.
what if you think that you're done, but Libby just yoinked it?
No,
Like,
no, no, because then after that
oh,
was
the
the
explanation. That's
the
right. Ah,
explanation and the acknowledgments and all of that kind of stuff, which I do like to read. Um, but it was good. So here's my one quote from this one. For them, it's not a matter of keeping secrets. It's a matter of being polite, mannerly, and tough. The McLaughlins couldn't spill their woes or ask for help even if they wanted to, because they don't have the vocabulary. They are strained within themselves, convinced that the only way is to silently persevere. That was very much all of the characters in that family, like lacked the ability to be open about their feelings and their emotions and kind of honest about things, which is sad,
yeah.
but that was their reality. And from reading the stuff afterwards, it seems a lot of it was based on her own grandmother and her family.
Okay.
Yeah. which was interesting. So yeah, I read that one, and I think maybe I have one other one, but no, I don't. That was it. Love is at
I
the museum within arm's reach. Yeah.
I
Oh, I do
don't
have one
feel
little
like.
audiobook.
Oh,
I have one,
okay. Tell me.
but you go ahead.
Well, I was going to tell you that I started reading Red Rising, but I didn't stay with it. I will probably go back to it, but
Yeah.
I wasn't I wasn't held by the book, so I
Yeah.
feel like I'll go back, but I didn't. I didn't go that far in. So, what else did you read?
I'm listening to an audiobook with the boys right now in the car, which is kind of cute. So
Hmm.
I've been able to drive them to school a few times a week. So we've been listening to Wilder Boys by Brandon Wallace. So it's like a kid's book, but it has some very mature topics.
Okay.
So it's these two boys, and it's telling their story of like their mom is sick and they have this stepdad that's kind of an asshole.
Hmm.
And then at one point, the mom comes out in a stretcher and they imply that like the stepdad beat the crap out of her. And I'm
Whoa.
like, that's that's heavy for like 8 and 11 years old. I don't.
Wait, where did you, how did you find this book as something that was kid friendly? What made that?
Well, I just saw it on. I honestly, I didn't. I pulled the Carla and I just
That'll
yoinked
teach
it.
you.
But the cover is like a very kid friendly cover. It's like these two little boys like trekking across the mountain with their dog.
Yeah.
And I mean, the title is called Wilder Boys. And I read the little blurb and it seems like kind of like
Yeah.
a kid story. And it is by all intents and purposes. I don't think this is intended to be an adult novel, but I thought that was a heavy subject. And
Was
then
it
there was,
understandable to your children that that's what happened, or is it one of those situations like where, like in cartoons, they put stuff
mm,
in that can be understood by adults but won't be understood by
yeah.
children?
No, I think Jake got it. I don't know if Josh got it so much. And then they use the word badass. And like both of the boys kind of looked at me. Go, "Oh."
That's cute. That's
Um,
funny.
but overall, I mean, this is the first time that we're kind of listening to a book for them together in the car. They listened in when I was listening to The Starless Sea, so they heard little blurbs of it, which was not a kid's book, but not inappropriate either. I don't think, I
Mhm.
mean, I didn't understand half of it. They didn't either, but I think they enjoyed kind of listening, which is what kind of inspired me to try to find a book that is
Yeah.
tailored. Um, but yeah, I think we're like halfway through. I'm curious to see if there are any more kind of heavy-handed topics, but I also think it is life, right? For some kids and maybe even kids that they go to school with. And like these are
Yeah.
real life situations for some people, and maybe
Yeah.
it's good to know about them in a safe environment. I don't know. I don't know if it's the wrong thing to expose them to or the right thing to expose them to.
Well, I think that it also has to, it probably is going to boil down to if they have questions and how
Yeah,
you and Jeff
handle
field
them.
those. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, what have you been reading?
No, that was it. Oh, I've been continuing with the Dark Tower 4, but I can't get through it. But I'm at the very end. I've only got like a few hours left of it.
Yeah.
Um, I said this like a month ago. I really want to get through it so that I can get to my favorite, which is book 5.
Yeah.
But I can't. I just keep getting sidetracked and distracted, and
Do you think the
I'm gonna.
Spanish is throwing you off at all, or is it just the,
No, this usually happens to me with rereading all of these books. I go in really heavy, really strong, and
yeah,
then I peter out. So
yeah,
so that's just how I do things normally. Just in life in general. I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, let's do. And then it's like, wait a second, this is actual. I actually have to do stuff. So
yeah,
so yeah. But I'm gonna get through it because, like I said, book 5 is my fave, and We are now, you and I and the listeners are now at the end section of book four where things are getting nitty gritty.
Nitty
Um,
Gritty.
for our young Roland and his band of friends in
Oh,
Megis.
Roland.
Yeah. So yeah, it's getting interesting and we're gonna see what happens with Susan Delgado. And
Yes.
yeah, so that's it. That's it. Hmm.
I'm trying to think of some of like the phrases from the Dark Tower.
Sai. They call each other Sai a lot
Sigh, yeah.
instead of sir.
And what is it?
Um,
I aim with my heart.
I do not aim with my yeah, I aim with my heart. Those who aim with their eye have forgotten the face of their father.
Face of their father. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, someday I will reread them. Those are good.
Yeah, they
Good.
are. They're really good. It's a good story, man. So yeah, I'm just doing that, getting through that one, and then I'm probably gonna be a screechy person once I'm in book number
I,
5. You know how I
um,
get when I'm excited, I get all screechy.
I love it. I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
I do have an audiobook that I'm listening to, which maybe it's a good one to share since if we share this out in a couple weeks, it'll be Valentine's Day week. And I haven't really had any rom-coms, any little romance books lately. But this one is Barely Even Friends by May Bennett. This
Okay.
was a random find on Libby for an audiobook that I can listen to on my commute. And yeah, I didn't read very much about it. I'm pulling a Carla on the audiobooks just because I want something now.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to it, and then I go, huh, this sounds a lot like Beauty and the Beast, like a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And then I go and I look
Yeah.
at the cover, and it totally has Lumiere and like the clock, Mr. Cogsworth. Like it's totally meant to be a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And then I started paying attention to the names, and her dad's name is like the same name as the dad.
Maurice.
More crazy old Maurice, eh? And yeah, his name is Maurice, and
You
her name
see
is like
Have you
her name
seen
is
the meme where Maurice is
no,
like in the tavern and he's like telling them that the beast has his daughter and what's his face? Gaston or the other guy, they're calling him a raving lunatic or a raving maniac or something, and
yeah.
somebody like put glow sticks in Maurice's hands and like little and they make it seem like he's raving. I love that meme so much.
I'm gonna have to look for it.
I'm gonna look for it and send it to you.
You'll have to. We should post it.
Okay, I'll send it over.
Um, but yeah, and her name is Bellamine, I think. So it's like a play on Bella.
On
And
Belle. Come on, Belle.
yeah, Belle. And then yeah, there's like the household characters. So the premise of this book is that she is like her dad and her run this renovation company. Her dad is hired to go to this estate in like I think it's like upstate New York or something and do these massive renovations. And so she gets to the house and the door opens by itself, kind of
Yeah.
like in Beauty and the Beast. And she hears like voices, and it was like right away. I was like, oh, that seems like Lumiere and Cotton like Cogsworth, because there's
Yeah.
like they're bickering with each other about whether they should invite her in or not, and then they invite her to sit by the fire, and then this like very scary hulking man that's large in stature and muscular, who used to be called the Beast when he played football in his earlier years.
Okay.
So she's there to renovate the property. He doesn't want her there, and there's a whole like family
Honey, if you don't
dynamic.
want a renovation to your house, just don't hire the company.
Well, it's his grandfather because it's a family estate, and
Oh,
he's just
okay.
living there for a while, but he doesn't own the house.
Got it. Okay. Because I was like, there's a
Um,
very simple solution to your
yeah, yeah,
troubles,
yeah.
Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
But
I'm not making a reference to actual Mr. Beast. I was
which
Go
my kids
ahead.
are loving that show, the Mr. Beast competitions. Um, but yeah, it's cute. I'm all in and I'm enjoying
Okay.
it. There's like some funny stuff and yeah, I'm curious to see how they weave in. I don't know. I haven't seen like a Gaston character yet. I don't know if they will or not, or just keep it at, kind of a simple grumpy sunshine, forced proximity tropes. All of those things are in there.
Okay,
But
cute.
yeah, it's cute. I'm excited to finish that one.
Okay, well, let me know if Gaston makes an appearance.
I know. I'll have to. What do you think a modern day name would be for Gaston?
Greg?
Yeah, I don't know that there's a good play on Gaston.
Glenn?
Glenn?
Gaspar?
Gaspar.
Not it. It's not at all modern though. Or American.
Yeah, I don't know. I
No.
also don't see how that would play in. She's referenced an ex-boyfriend,
Oh, that has to be him.
but I think
Yeah.
his name was like Brian or something. But Belle didn't have an ex-boyfriend.
No, but that would be the sensical way of introducing a third a
Yeah.
third person in there. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think Greg.
I think Greg. I think that's it.
I think I've
Um,
settled on Greg.
I am debating on what to read next. I feel like I have Onyx Storm weighing heavily on me. I have an ARC that I want to get through, and then I keep getting like my Libby.
Well, you have to read the book club book also.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the book club book.
What is it? What is it again? Do you remember?
Tell Me Everything, I believe, or Don't Tell Me Everything, something
Hmm.
along those lines. It's an Oprah book club book.
I think I looked it up on Libby and it wasn't available for loan, and then I totally forgot.
Yeah. So so if we're talking about stuff that's on the list, that is
Yeah.
very high up just because of the time sensitivity of it. And then
Tell Me Everything by Elizabeth Strout. Oh,
yeah,
I read a book by that author before, and it was not my favorite.
okay.
And I'm really hoping this one is different. But I am coming into that book already with like a minus point, which
Well,
is a
you have
bummer.
to remember that, I mean, you just read an Anne Napolitano and it
Yes.
was very different. So,
Yeah. I read Lucy by the Sea, and it was like a post-COVID book. And yeah, it just wasn't very exciting
okay.
to me. But
Okay.
I didn't like the writing style, which is I think what scares me. It
Oh,
wasn't like
well, don't freak me out.
it could be great. I don't know. Yeah, you're right though. But I mean, you've had that experience too. You've read like one book
Yeah.
by an author that you hated and another one that you loved. I'm hoping this one I will. I'm glad that I'm being forced to read another book by this author to
Okay.
hopefully give me like a different perspective on
Perspective.
her writing because I don't think I would pick another one of hers up on my own. But
Okay.
you're right.
Fair.
I need to read that one next. I'm so glad I brought this up. Tell Me Everything
Yeah.
by Elizabeth Strout.
Yeah. So I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna read the second part of Fourth Wing, which is Iron Flame. I'm gonna finish friggin' book 4 of the Dark
Or
Tower series in Spanish. And I'm gonna think about going back to the rest of Human Sacrifices because I think that I'm finally getting out of the slump of not having thoughts.
yeah,
I'm
being
okay with
able to
thoughts now.
focus.
Yeah, a little bit
Yeah,
more.
that's fantastic.
Yay.
Hey, I kind of like doing this on our episodes, like our what will not only what have we been reading, but what will we be reading?
Yeah, this works now just because I have a plan. We might
Yeah.
only be talking about what you'll be reading in
Okay.
the future because usually I don't have a plan.
This is true.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this works right now.
Fantastic.
Yay.
Well, lots of books to come. Can you believe, Carla, a few months shy still, but we'll be hitting our 1 year mark.
I
I think it
know.
was May.
April.
Was it April?
It was April.
April that we recorded, May that we published.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I know. I
We should
know.
do something to celebrate.
Okay.
Okay. If
Let's
anyone has
let's
any ideas, let us know.
let's find a decent cinnamon roll.
That
Anyway,
sounds delicious.
yeah. Let's give that some thought.
And we'll do like a cinnamon roll cake.
Delicious.
We
Ooh,
should do
with
an in-person
blueberries.
recording for that one.
Okay. Yum 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 yum.
Yum, yum, yum. I tell you someone, oh, I forget if it was Jeff or if it was my cousin Mario that enjoyed the yum, yum, yum.
It
He
was
kind of
Jeff. Yeah.
that
It
was like,
How did
I
I say
re-listened.
it? I think it was. I think it. I don't know. I do
It was
some
like a
weird shit
serious
with.
thought, and then it was like a yum, 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 and then we kept it the serious thought. And he's like, I replayed that like 5 times. Yum, yum, yum.
Mm, some stuff just needs to be celebrated with
Yeah,
noise.
absolutely.
So,
Well, happy reading, everybody. I hope that you can
yeah.
join us on some of these future reads or share with us what you've been reading.
Yeah, let us know because like for example, the Red Rising book, that was something that came from somebody who was talking about reading that book about people on Mars. And
Yes.
I saw it and I was like, okay, let's take a gander at this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, please let us know because we get ideas from there too.
Yep. I think it was Gent on the Block. I think that was the recommendation from her.
Oh,
So shout
cool.
out if I got it right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. I credited the wrong person.
You know who you
Also,
are.
let me know in
You
the
know who you
comments.
are. You
All right. Well,
remember
happy
what you
reading,
read.
everybody.
Yes, bye. Thank you.
Bye.